It's a nasty French mushroom, jeez. Now we're going to create a Kalashtar character in the Eberron setting. We're going to do the normal placeholder stuff, and then some of the special Eberron placeholder. So stay tuned for that. Alexander, welcome! Have a good evening yourself. You came just in time. Kalashtar, I'll go over what a Kalashtar is, Santa. Alright, so we're going to roll for a male or female. 92. Alright, so we are actually going to be having a multi-classed character who is a male. Male Kalashtar. Who is of the alignment 6895. That is going to be a chaotic neutral character. And we will be generating him at level, let's see, 44 at level 12. That means he would normally get 3 ability score increases. Level 4, level 8, level 12. Of those 3, I'm going to roll randomly to determine if any are going to be replaced by feats. No. Pure stat bumps. His background is going to be determined with a 13-sided die. Number 7. This is a Hermit background. Now, Hermits, there's a couple different types of Hermits that exist. I'm going to roll a d8, and we're going to figure out which kind our character is. Hermit number 6. I do not know which specific type that is right now. And again, this is a placeholder. Don't worry, we'll get to it. Hey, Fluffy. Well, we have, you know, our last character here, Blarod, as a changeling, did take a feat. And I think what we can do is, I don't know, maybe we could do something with dragon marks. We can do something with dragon marks, or we could spend, if we want, how about this? This week, we're just delving into Eberron, right? So we're going to make 4 characters of the unique races to Eberron. Next week, why don't we then make a party of normal races, and we will give them dragon marks if we generate a half-elf, a dwarf, and so we'll get to see Eberron from its unique content, and Eberron from its incorporating the fundamentals of D&D into it. Does that sound good, Fluffy? And that way, for sure, this week or next, because look, we still have 2 more characters to make tomorrow. We can incorporate aberrant dragon marks, natural dragon marks, and we'll explore the core setting of Corvair or Sharn in particular. Katie Sue, where better to hang out when making NPCs in a character making stream? Well, cheers to you, Katie Sue. Yes, we are exploring the Eberron supplement here, and we're talking the fundamentals of D&D and how they translate into the Eberron setting, as well on how to extract information from a campaign setting or even the core books themselves and place it into your own homebrew world. So, cheers to you all. Where can you download the Eberron 5e rulebook in Russian? Well, Alexander, I'll provide the website to where I bought this version of it here. And perhaps you might be able to get a Russian version? I don't know offhand. Where are you? there's the general link for you, Alexander. And then in particular here, oh, come on. Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron. Derp, here it is. I don't know if it's in Russian yet because it's technically playtest material, but you can try checking it out in particular. Katie Sue, right now you're working with Horde of the Dragon Queen and making some NPCs because the Horde feels a little lacking, at least to yourself, for some story bridges. I'm ending up homebrewing a lot. You know, I have not been able to play through that mod yet, Katie Sue, so unfortunately, I can't give you specific advice in how to modify that adventure, but if you're looking on ways to generate NPCs, make compelling backstories, you know, do kind of general fluff or storytelling or character development techniques or inspiration, I can definitely help you there. And if there's someone in the community here who has played Horde of the Dragon Queen, they might be able to help you out as well. And not just here, Katie Sue, or anyone else who's joined us, but if you did want to hang out in our Discord, I'll show you here. We have a mentor network. So that we have, actually, we'll take a look here. So as you see, anyone who's volunteered to be a mentor, there's different types of mentoring they can provide those who ask in our workshop area. So here, Lethality Complex is willing to help out with roleplay stuff, so balancing encounters, talking about world building and whatnot. He's a writer's muse, so if you find yourself at a writing block, whether you're doing some novelization, a short story, something like that, Lethality has volunteered to help with that. And let's see, who else do we have? We have Nebraska Dave as an RP mentor. Ninbins is a Roll20 guide also. So if you've wanted to play on Roll20 as a virtual tabletop, this is another mentor that we have available. Risky Luke here is a streaming guide. And what that means is if you've ever wanted to start streaming yourself and you have questions on how OBS or something else works, we have mentors for that. Also, folks like Suchu here are an art advisor. So if you're wondering, oh, I've really wanted to try using traditional or electronic mediums for art, then you can tag a mentor for art as well as some other things. So for all of you who are, you know, if you're going to come aboard, you know, hopefully I earn a follow from you all. And you're welcome to stick around and judge if I've earned as such. But we also do a lot off of stream together as a community. I run and operate a game store. This is the culture that I foster online as well as off. You are welcome to pull up a chair. You're sitting at a table in a game store, and we're talking together. The Discord is safe for work, you know, so you could show it off to friends or family, and you know, hopefully not feel weird. And as well, if your name is different on Discord than it is on Twitch, I ask that you change your Discord nickname to match what it is on Twitch so we can easier communicate with each other. Well, Katie, that's excellent. There is always something to learn, and thank you for saying as much. If you do stream and you do want to become a part of our community too, Katie Sue, you are welcome to run, follow me, Katie. If you want to be a mentor yourself, you're welcome to, but don't forget, I want to make sure that all of you can succeed as much as possible. Success is not a zero-sum game. So if you stream, you are welcome to come over here under Twitch promotions, and every time you stream, let us know about it. Let's help support each other with views, chat activity, subscriptions, or whatever. So thank you very much for that. And there's just a whole mess of stuff that you can have some fun with. Over here is our one-word adventure, where every week we go through a prompt and we tell a story one word at a time. Lots of fun stuff. And Katie, if you want some help with building, you can pop over in our project workshop here. And yeah, hop over to our project workshop. You can tag one of our mentors with an @ and you go for the group, and one of us will be with you. Hey, Daily, Foxglove is in the house. And Katie, you'll be DMing Horde of the Dragon Queen tomorrow, so you might throw that in there. Yeah. Hey, Daly, it's good to see you. By the way, Daly, your minis, your minis should be going out in tomorrow's mail. It looks like we had to do an ink run a bit late in the day, so I'll make sure you get tracking info. And for any of you, by the way, if you're wondering, what's he talking about? As a fun way to do a little fundraiser for the channel, you can see down here, you know, yeah, see I have my hand moving? There are various boxes of D&D minis here, and we are doing a blind rare pull out of them. So for 1,000 bits or $10, and normally these MSRP for 15 to 18, I will open up the box and I will send you the rare inside. Postage is included with that bid, unless you live outside of the U.S., in which case it'd be a little bit more, and we could talk about that. So Daly actually won. Daly here won the Solar Angel figure right here. And so that'll be coming out to you in a little bit here, Daly. And congrats to the others who successfully bid a Griffin, an Air Elemental, and a White Dragon.
Haven't been around in a while. How did the vampires miss go? I didn't watch BC. I've never played before and didn't want spoilers.
Odinson, thank you very much. So Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is still in the works. I will let you know when that's over, so you don't have to worry about spoilers, and we'll move into some other on-the-side role-playing video game to supplement our tabletop workshop and other adventures here. Thank you very much for that, Odinson. And by the way, Odin, if you're interested, I very much appreciate the bits. If you were interested in one of these boxes, in the rare, in one of these boxes, 500 more bits would get you a rare, like pulled out of one of these boxes. So it looks like Daly and Katie Sue are, you guys hang out in a particular channel. Well, please feel free to share that with others. Look, if you're here and this resonates with you, you're welcome to say what else interests you and guide people over to them. I have no problems with that. But anyway, Odinson, thank you very much. This week we're doing Eberron content, as that was released in 5th edition, officially, unofficially. And we are just getting ready to build a Kalashtar character. Put you in the mix. All right, Odinson. Do you want the rare out of Monster Menagerie, out of Rage of Demons, out of Elemental Evil, or Odin, do you want the rare out of Storm King's Thunder? Katie Sue, we live stream D&D on Wednesday and Friday, and I'm out tonight trying to connect more to the online. That's excellent, Katie. Thank you so much for networking and for finding us and for hanging out. Odin, you want to roll for it? Okay, so what we're going to do, Odin, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to type in !1d4, and if you want to roll for it, we're going to roll for it. Also, Katie, if you want to have some fun in our role-play games, if you look down below, whether you're on mobile or a computer, you can see we have a list of different games and fun role-play prompts to get you to think and have some fun with other members of the community or just yourself. Odinson rolls a d4 and it stops on 3. So 1, 2, 3. Odinson, I'm going to open up the Elemental Evil box and we'll find out which rare you are going to be... which rare you're going to be receiving. And Odinson, so what we'll do, privately, do not do this in public. Whether it's through a Twitch message or through a private message on Discord, I would like you to give me the address to which you want this rare sent to you, okay? Katie, no worries. Snoop away, have fun. We have everything to show off and be proud of on that Discord. All right, here we go. Odinson, you ready? Hello, what is this? Well, let's go over what it's not first. Here we have the other, like the commons and uncommons, the little figures that are located inside here. So we're going to take these this bubble wrap out. Now, Odin, are you ready to see what you've just pulled? From your blind pull and your support of the stream, which, by the way, thank you, this is your mini. And, hey, you, sir, are the proud owner of an Etten. Congratulations on that, Odinson. You have an Etten. E-T-T-I-N. I'm writing that at a weird angle. Sorry for that. That's right. Double the heads, double the swag. And from the sealed brick, this is going to get replaced with a new Elemental Evil box. So, Odin, when you provide me in some private fashion the address you want this sent to, and I'll make sure you get it first class mail with a tracking number, okay? Now, these are the side characters which are available to anyone who is interested in picking them up. These are 300 bits or a $3 donation to pick up. If you want to add them, if you want to add additional figures to postage, it would be 50 cents. And if you're just ordering one of these figures singularly, so it'd be $3 for the figure, and then, unfortunately, it's $3 also for a small parcel package with tracking. All right, so we have... Ooh, wow. What are you? Let's get the flashlight out. We have a water elemental. Oh, geez. Yeah, so the color of it, by the way. So apparently our water elemental is a little invisible right now. I assure you it's a beautiful aquamarine color, though you're just going to have to trust me on this one. Also, we have a ghoul. Yeah, it's a green screen elemental, Santa. You got to watch out. So here's a ghoul. And finally... Ooh, a nice sword and board character. We have a Dread Warrior. So, these figures are available on the side for $3. Plus, well, there's a one-time base $3 shipping. Because, unfortunately, look, hey, USPS needs it to send. If you live outside of the United States, in Canada and Mexico, it's a little bit more. And if you live outside of North America, it's a wee little bit more on top of that. The details are down below if you all did, if you wanted to check them out. You can also ask questions. So, yeah, that was a very good pool. Really neat. So, congratulations, Odinson. That was a neat figure you got. And I will work with you to make sure that it gets over to you. All right, so these are available. These are available anytime if you wanted to participate in the fundraiser. Otherwise, let's continue building our character, and any of you can also ask questions along the way. The heart and soul of this channel is a workshop and a community. All right, so we have randomly determined we have a male Kalashtar who is going to be multi-classed. Level 12. His background is a hermit and whatever number 6 indicates. His 2 personality traits are going to be all right, so that rolled only 1d8, so we'll roll one more. 6 and 3. Okay. Now we have 3d6 for the ideal bond and flaw. 2, 3, and 6. Don't worry right now what those mean. We're just generating placeholders, and we'll get to it when we build his personality and make him a 3-dimensional character. Okay, now it is time to press the big golden D12 to figure out which class our character will be. 7. We have a Paladin. Our Paladin, then, is going to get one of D4 for a fighting style. We'll roll that right now. 2. A dueling style. And is going to end up taking an oath of D3. 3. An oath of vengeance. So we have a Paladin vengeance slash, actually, to save space, we're going to call it Paladin V. Let's find out what his other class is going to be, as this is going to be not just building a Kalashtar figure, a Kalashtar Eberron character, but we'll go over the rules on how to multi-class a character. Okay? I'm going to hit the D12, and we'll find out what the split is. Hey, Delcorin. 5. 5 is a fighter. Fighters can be one of 3. Unfortunately, this one has this needs to be changed here. It's Student of War. Bubonic one very much did me the grace of taking a text document and making it into an Excel sheet. Although unfortunately a couple things kind of bubbled through, and I got to get rid of the Student of War here. So one of 3 different types of fighters. We're gonna roll the D3 again. 2. So he is going to be a battle master. So we have a Paladin of Vengeance, a fighter battle master. Rin, thank you very much. Run, follow me. And we will split this as we have predominantly... Volvo, thank you also very much for that. Katie Sue says, I'm so much harder into story writing, and I'm so bad at the mechanics, but I'm getting better. Well, Katie, if you have questions on mechanics, not just on our Discord, but especially if we're live here, I will do my best to answer them, and you might find other people over here, too, who can do the same. Hey, Volvo, good to see you. To make the split a little bit easier in terms of how you... Well, you know what? Let's just do this. No. We'll do this. We're going to go 6 and 6, okay? Now, what this means as a multi-class character is you only get those ASIs at 4, 8, 12 if you hit that level in that class. Therefore, as we build this character, well, fighter's going to be its own thing. But you will not get traditionally 3 ASIs just because you're level 12. In fact, we're only going to be getting 2. The reason for that is because we've only hit level 4 as a paladin, and we've only hit level 4 as a fighter. Now, fighters and ASIs are a little bit different, and so we'll get to that, okay? So just bear with it. Normally, as we've made multi-class characters, we've kept it pretty easy, right? We would have done an 8 Paladin and a 4 fighter. Though, let's mix it up a little bit, and I'll show you how we go into 6 and 6. Hey, 12, good to see you. Katie Sue, you just learned your answers for questions that I had, but I know for the future. Okay, very good, Katie. And for everyone here, Katie is a broadcaster also, and has decided to come check us out and see if maybe you can get a little inspiration, a little bit of help, or otherwise just say hi from one streamer to another and network. It's very much appreciated. 12, it is going very well. Also, Delcorin, Odinson won an Etten figure, and so on the side, because I know you're still floating you're still floating a random figure. We have this new addition to the pool, Delcorin. We have a water elemental that I swear is here. It may not look like it, but this is a water elemental. And we have a ghoul figure that are kind of in the loose figure bin. Okay, multi-class, we've taken care of that. And for aspects of the height and weight, we're going to refer to the Eberron guide for that. However, something that we can do is roll a percentile, and let's find out on our random distribution chart where in the life cycle this character is. We rolled a 70, and so we have a middle-aged character. And we'll find out what a middle-aged Kalashtar is age-wise when we get to that entry. Yep, I'm sorry, Del. I'm just trying to vend empty bases. You caught me, and I'd do it again, too, if I had the chance. An Ebeldoer. Now, what I want to do is I actually wish to start with the background. The background of your character is very, very important. The background is who your character is. That's the character of your character. Race and class, every elf is an elf. Every, whatever. Every warlock's a warlock in a broad conceptual sense. Who is your character? What did you do for your first job before you were an adventurer? I presume you just weren't born with a sword and shield in hand, and you're going to go out and fight gnolls or goblins or whatever, ettercaps. Did you have a hobby? Did you have a job? Did you contribute to your community in some way? And so I love starting with backgrounds first because it really helps us flesh out our characters more. Calling out my jeez. Well, Daily, it's available in the general pool. That's funny though, right? Ooh, it's a good ghost. Kalashtar, we're gonna get into that in just a little bit, Alexander. So hang on just a couple minutes. All right. So we are a hermit. There are, for the 13 backgrounds, the Eberron, the Wayfinder's Guide, offers you a unique spin on these backgrounds. Why would you be coming to the big city of Sharn? Okay? Entertainer, folk hero, and here we go. Here's our hermit. You spent considerable time in seclusion before making a discovery that drew you back to the world. And we're going to roll a d4 and put this in our character backstory section. 1. Okay, so here's Hermit 1. You spent the last 10 years meditating on a pillar on one of the highest points in Sharn. A recent revelation has brought you down from your perch. What is your quest? Over the course of your isolation, you became something of a tourist attraction, A gnome merchant used to sell plaster statues of you on your pillar. This is not only a very good prompt for you as a PC, it is also very good for your DM to pay attention to, and it will provide great campaign insight. All right. Also, because this is Eberron is a bit of more of a darker, a gritty, or a noir campaign setting here. It offers a couple play options. Neo-noir intrigue. So here, you could roll a regret, not just a flaw out of the player's handbook. You can have some kind of a regret that you carry as a character to make your character a little bit more complex, perhaps. So let's give our character a regret. We're going to roll a 10-sided die. 6. Ooh. So this character is doing the same, has a similar regret, or even the same regret as our changeling character did. This is R6. You engaged in covert operations for a nation, either as a spy or soldier. While serving your country, you did unforgivable things. And you know what? Maybe this is what set you to meditate on the rooftops of Sharn. Now, our first character... Or no, I'm sorry, hang on. Was that... No, I'm sorry. We gave a regret to our first character. Yeah, that was R6. That was for being an acolyte. We were going to actually, instead of give a regret, we were going to give a debt. I'm going to take this back. It's still a D10, and so we will go with 6. This is going to be debt number 6. You have a degenerative disease that can't be cured by mundane means. If you can't get a lesser restoration soon, you're going to start showing symptoms. So our character has an immediate need for money. You tried meditating the sickness away, and it just didn't work. Maybe that was part of the cure or the revelation. However, this character has an immediate need to try and get this medical help. What is the disease? How would this impact our character? These are excellent roleplay prompts. So here's our debt. Here's our Hermit spin. Here's our debt. And we'll continue from here. It doesn't sound like we had a military background. And I don't believe that Hermit... Yeah, Hermit doesn't have a translation or an option available. So we don't need to worry about that too much. Now we're going to go back to the vanilla player's handbook. We're going to scroll down to Hermit. Pardon me. Here we go. And let's accent our Eberron spin on Hermit. Or rather, let's now supplement the accent that Eberron is giving us with our basic Hermit output. We have medicine and religion proficiency. We do have a tool proficiency in an herbalism kit. And we get a language of our choice. I believe Kalashtar get common and probably one other, so a racial language. And then from a Hermit, we're going to get another language of some kind. We will get a scroll case with notes, a winter blanket, a set of common clothes, an actual herbalism kit, and 5 gold. Maybe that was our cut of the plaster statues made of us. Our life of seclusion was number 6. I needed to commune with nature far from civilization. Now, while we were communing with nature, Sharn is a very vertical city. And when you're spending time on the very utmost reaches on the rooftops, you want to see nature all around you, you want to commune with the sky spirits, or the elementals, or whatever. While you're still in a city, quote unquote, it's not a bad place to commune with nature. So we are Hermit number 6. We need to commune with nature far from civilization, and maybe this was a way that we wanted to try and cure ourselves naturally before we resorted to other magics, or we had to meddle in the, mortal commercial affairs of money, and providing these services. Our background feature is discovery. This is a very powerful feature. This others will prompt you to talk to your DM. Discovery is something that is relevant to the campaign. You should sit down with your DM and flesh out whatever you've discovered. And you are a living, breathing part of this campaign. Even if it's a module, you should still have some ease in doing that. It's very, very good, right? The exact nature of this revolution depends on the nature of your seclusion. It might be a great truth about the cosmos, deities, powerful things on the outer planes, forces of nature. Unearth some relic of the past. That you could solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo-woo. Sorry, I've fallen a little bit behind in chat here. So yeah, Alexander, we will get to what a Kalashtar is. Daly says, wow, that's a dark one when you consider what we know happened in the 100-Year War. That could be a whole bunch of awful that you've done. Odinson sounds super harsh. Katie's talking to Daly. Foxglove would love him. Delcorin, the whole problem is that they went outside. If they didn't go outside, they would have been fine. And Katie Sue is giving me a good old woo-woo from the DuckTales. Yeah. Now that we have cast our bones into the augury dish, let's read those bones, right? We have these placeholders. Foxglove is a cleric who finds any reason to charge for healing for clarification. Okay, that makes a lot more sense, Katie Sue. Thank you for that. I wasn't really aware of what this character is or what I was missing out on. These are his personality traits. Now, mind you, we are going to weave in these two Eberron, these Eberron-specific character prompts into the standard personality output. Personality trait number 1, well, I guess technically 6. I connect everything that happens to me to a grand cosmic plan. And personality trait number 3, the leader of my community had something wise to say on every topic, and I am eager to share that wisdom. Ideals number 2, logic. Emotions must not cloud our sense of what is right and true, or our logical thinking. And you may say, okay, Matt, hang on. You rolled a chaotic neutral character. How can he possibly have logic as an ideal? Bear in mind that alignment is simply a way that your character expresses her or himself. It's not an all-encompassing, in the darkness bind them concept. We can still try and strive for this ideal. We can have a chaotic character who actually wishes to pursue logic. That is the great enigma that they have been meditating on the rooftop trying to figure out, trying to make sense, the comings and goings of the tides and the sun and the schedule of the airships that arrive in these spire docking ports in the city of Sharn. He's having difficulty, right? Because remember, evil and good are not as black and white or as evil and good as it may imply. Evil and good is really selfishness and selflessness. Chaos and law are impulsiveness and fastidiousness, or a sense of organization, or something along those lines. So the way he's presenting himself is he's very impulsive as an outlet to all of the other elements of his personality that are incorporated in his background. His bond is number 3. I'm still seeking the enlightenment I pursued in my seclusion, and it still eludes me. So we have come down from this roof, and maybe we thought that we've just gotten everything that we can from being on a rooftop. In fact, our health is failing, and if we want to get the answers, we have to take more action than just sitting around and hoping for inspiration to strike. We've tried the random scatter plot of ideas as a chaotic character, as an impulsive character. Maybe now it's time to put some practice to our thought. His flaw is number 6. I like keeping secrets and won't share them with anyone. Again, you can say, okay, Matt, hold on. You're bonkers. How can we have a character that is eager to share wisdom and also has a flaw of liking to keep secrets? It's easy. It is very easy. In fact, now that I've planted that seed, maybe I've given you a brain itch. I'm going to drink some water while you're pondering it. If any of you want to throw an answer out there, you're welcome to. How could you have a character that could do both of these things? Katie Sue is thinking half-truths. That could be. You share some of the wisdom? Yeah. The leader of my community had something wise to say in every topic, and I'm eager to share that wisdom. That wisdom of the leader. You will regurgitate your leader's philosophies. Your personal revelations, your conclusions, your answers to the questions your hermetic leader proposed to you. Well, you'll throw the questions out there, but maybe not the answers. Written knowledge, etc. Share things you... Yeah. So you'll share your own stuff, or you will not share your own stuff, but you will definitely turn people on to whoever your leader, your master, or whoever is. Share the little seeds of wisdom that lead them to branch out and seek the full truth. There's that as well. I mean, it could be entirely selfish, or if he is taking a pragmatic approach and realize, I can't just give you the answer. I will keep them secret, but I will plant that seed, right? A very good model for this are called koans. K-O-A-N-S. Koans. They are a part of Zen Buddhism. And these are often questions that are asked that have answers, but maybe they're not the answers that are obvious. Or you have to take a bigger picture. You have to take a broader approach. What is the sound of one hand clapping? I mean, here's two hands. What's the sound of one hand clapping? Is this a sound? How about this? Did either of those answer the question? Neither? Both? The meaning of life, but not the fact that he saw Becky leaving the tavern with last night. Katie. Ponder this. There's a very popular expression. Nothing is as it seems. I imagine you all have heard that. Right? Nothing is as it seems. How about this? That was the seed that was planted. What is your response to that? Yes? Nah. No. I learned it. Perception is reality. How about this? Nothing is as it seems. Neither is it otherwise. What do you make of that statement? What do you make of that complete statement? Nothing is as it seems. Neither is it otherwise. You want one more? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Oh, geez. How many times have you heard that? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And you say, that's not even a question, that's a statement. How am I supposed to answer a statement like that? Well, a problem has been proposed to you. There's a horse. It's apparently in need of water. You can't force it to drink the water out of the trough, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make this being drink the water. Aha, here's your response. But you can make it thirsty. You can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink, but you can make it thirsty. Think one step outside of the realm of what was put in front of you. These are the mental exercises of ascetics, philosophers. As we're drawing in on Zen Buddhist koans. Think that in the margin, one step beyond the scope of what is directly in front of you. One step away. One step away. One step away. And slowly, one step. One step. One step. You're expanding your mind. You're expanding your awareness. You're expanding your options and your observations. Anyway, there you go. Boy, this turned into some philosophy, and we're just generating a character. What's a Kalashtar? 2 people have asked that, and we got to get to it. We will, by the way. That's coming up next. So anyway, here is our hermit. We've discovered a little bit about what it means to be a hermit. Let's put away our player's handbook, and we're going to snap back over to the Wayfarer's Guide. We're going to go to Chapter 3, which discusses the races. Okay? Sorry, it'll flash a little bit. I hope none of you are too sensitive to that here. Changelings, and here we go, Kalashtars. The Kalashtar are a compound race created from the union of humanity and renegade spirits from the plane of dreams, spirits called quori. Kalashtar are often seen as wise, spiritual people with great compassion for others. But there is an unmistakable alien quality to the Kalashtar, as they are haunted by the conflicts of their otherworldly spirits. Every Kalashtar has a connection to a spirit of light, shared by other members of their bloodline. Kalashtar appear human, but the spiritual connection affects them in a variety of ways. Kalashtar have symmetrical, slightly angular features. The eyes of a Kalashtar often glow when it is focused on a task or feeling strong emotions. The Kalashtar can't directly communicate with their quori spirits. A Kalashtar might experience this relationship as a sense of instinct and inspiration, drawing on the memories of the spirit when they dream. This connection grants Kalashtar minor psionic abilities, as well as protection from psychic attacks. All of these dream spirits are virtuous, but some are warriors and others are more contemplative. Work together with the DM to determine the nature of the linked spirit. Typically, a Kalashtar knows the name and nature of their spirit, but for some, for instance, an orphan Kalashtar raised among outsiders, may know nothing of their spirit or the source of their psychic gifts. The bond to the spirit can cause some Kalashtar to display unusual quirks of behavior. You can roll or select a trait from the following table. Let's roll a d10 and figure out what kind of a quirk our Kalashtar has. Number 10. We're going to go here, and so we're going to put that as KQ for a Kalashtar quirk. Number 10. You are obsessed with dreaming dark conspiracies. The Dreaming Dark is something that is specific to the Forgotten Realms campaign setting. We can get into what the Dreaming Dark is a little bit later. Let's continue with the character creation for right now. If you want for the time being, we can exclude Dreaming Dark and we can say you are obsessed with conspiracies, and we'll continue from there. Katie Sue, the one-hand clapping comment, and I went and you made a clip. Oh yeah. Please do, Katie Sue. Thank you. Clips are clips are always welcome. Not only are they fun, they're good abbreviated ways to share who we are and what we do, and they act as little 30-second commercials for the channel. I want to, for this channel or for others. I appreciate you asking to share a link, and that's really respectful of you. So yeah, if you want to share a clip, and it looks like you have over here of the sound of one hand clapping for this channel, other instances, you're welcome to do so. Thank you very much. And I will go. I'll play it when I'm finished with the character creation, Katie. Some other quirks: you apply dream logic to mundane situations. You suppress your emotions and rely on logic. You're driven by a warrior spirit and will fight for any noble cause. These are all different types of personality quirks. Hunted by nightmares. The virtuous spirits tied to the Kalashtar fled from the dream realm of Dal Quar to escape evil spirits that dominate their realm. The rebel quori believe that through meditation and devotion, they can change the fundamental nature of Dal Quar, shifting the balance from darkness to light. Most Kalashtar communities focus on acts of devotion known as the Path of Light, but the dark powers of Dal Quar have their own plans on Eberron. Through the force known as the Dreaming Dark, well, here we go. These monsters manipulate the folk of Corvair, which is the main continent in the Eberron setting, to eliminate Kalashtar whenever possible. Many Kalashtar defend themselves from the Dreaming Dark by focusing on devotion to the Path of Light, but some among the Kalashtar seek out the agents of the Dreaming Dark and oppose their plans, or protect the innocent however they can. Some Kalashtar grow up isolated from others, knowing nothing about Dal Quar or the Dreaming Dark. Such orphans may use their abilities for personal gain or otherwise act against the virtuous instincts of their quori spirits. This can cause internal conflicts and violent mood swings. Odin sent shout out to Gorik's uncle. Is that related to the clip, Odin? Alright, Kalashtar traits. Ability score increase. Your wisdom and charisma scores increase by 1. So we're going to throw a wisdom and a charisma down here. In addition, one ability score of your choice increases by 1. Let's see, if we're going Paladin and Fighter, we're probably going to be dropping that in Strength. Paladins do tend to rely on Strength and Charisma. Fighters tend to rely on Strength. Although you can have a Dex fighter, and I would argue you could have a better bow and arrow fighter or a bow and arrow character as a fighter than even as a ranger. Let's see. Age, Kalashtar physically develop as a human. So let's go back to our chart. And here we have humans. We are middle-aged. That's column 4. We cross-reference this with humans. You are between 41 and 55. So let's roll a 15-sided die. 1. So we are middle-aged. And we are 41 years old. Let's see. Have a build similar to humans, though they're typically a few inches taller. Alright, so let's go back here. We have our height and our weight chart, right? Humans start at 4'8". If they're a few inches taller, why don't we do this? We will base their physical build then instead off of the half-orc. We're starting at 4 feet 10 inches tall, and we're adding 2d10 inches to their height. We're adding 14 inches. So we are 4 feet 24 inches tall. Heh. So that's what I said, 6 feet, right? We are going to take 14 and multiply it by 2d6. So we're multiplying it by 5. And we're going to add 70 pounds to 140. And so this character is 210 pounds, 6 feet tall, and is 41 years old. Odinson, let's see. Or actually, let's go back. Katie Sue is caught off guard by Odinson. Also, if I'm ever to a distraction, I'll let you know if you are, Katie. This isn't meant for me to just preach. I'm not here to be a professor. I'm not here to be a preacher. This is an interactive workshop environment. And you are fine bringing up things in casual discussion, asking questions, going from there. You are not stepping on toes, and though I do appreciate your discretion and your demeanor here in the channel. Odinson, I played the MMO D&D Online a million years ago, so I vaguely remember some of the lore for Eberron, but honestly, just some houses and some dragon marks. What are the prereqs for both classes? Odinson, we will be going to that shortly, because we will have to discuss how we're going to multi-class the characters. Alright, so here's our height, weight, and our age. And please, consider your character's age when you're developing an NPC, a PC, whatever. If everything about the character was the same, except we generated a 21-year-old character, how drastically could that change everything despite it being the same, besides being listed the same as a 41-year-old? What if we go 61 years old and everything else is being held constant? How does that one number of age reflect on everything your character is and does? Think about it. A mental exercise. Alright, what goodies do we get for being a Kalashtar? Well, our walking speed is 30, so that's going to give us a 15 climb, 15 swim, and a 0 fly. We have a dual mind. When you make a wisdom saving throw, you can use your reaction to gain advantage on the roll. You can use this trait immediately before or after you roll, but before any of the roll's effects occur. Mental discipline. You have resistance to psychic damage. On this character sheet, and I'll zoom in a little bit here for you, we can just simply, where it says IRV for immunities, resistances, and vulnerabilities, for psychic, we can just fill in the little button that says that we are resistant to psychic damage. And that frees up mental discipline here. We have something called Mind Link. You can speak telepathically to any creature you can see within 60 feet of you. You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand your telepathic messages, but the creature must be able to understand at least one language or be telepathic itself. As a bonus action, when you're speaking telepathically to a creature, you can give that creature the ability to speak telepathically to you until the start of your next turn. To use this ability, the creature must be within 60 feet of you and be able to see you. That is specified in such a way that it would mean you can use your telepathic link in combat to not shout out your battle plans in the middle of combat, but it will cost you actions, or you must be mindful about the positioning of the characters if you're pulling off a heist, you're in the middle of combat, or some other stressful situation that requires line of sight and etc. and so forth. We also are going to be getting Psychic Glamour. Choose one of the following skills: Insight, Intimidation, Performance, or Persuasion. You have advantage on all ability checks you make with that skill. It does not give us proficiency, but it does give us advantage. Advantage mechanically is a +5. Disadvantage mechanically is a -5. That said, which one of those skills do you feel, based on our personality of our character, would we have as a Psychic Glamour? Intimidation, Performance, or Persuasion? Tractors, follow me if you want to live. Do you feel that he would be persuasive, finally coming down from his tower, espousing the wisdom of his master? Would he be intimidating, coming down with a prophecy of doom and gloom? Or that he needs this 200 gold now to live, otherwise his revelation can't be shared? Or performance? Does he give great speeches? Does he stand on the corner and not just, hey, we have a cat? Does he stand on the corner and not just ramble, but does he actually give compelling reasons for things? Odinson, that background really wouldn't work with a young buck unless it was a really messed up childhood. Yeah, Odinson. And that would completely change. I'm speaking to you from around a cat butt. That would completely change the character, wouldn't it? It would change the personality, the presentation. And for little details like this, well, yeah, you are absolutely correct. A happy face. Oh, he's so happy. That's because I'm scratching his face. Right there, huh? Right there. Oh, under the chin? Yeah, I know. We're trying to make a character, and this is what we get, right? The cat butt says persuasion? Sure. We can't deny the cat butt. Thank you, Sam. I really appreciate that, Zan. Now, Kalashtar also have what is called Severed from Dreams. Kalashtar sleep, but they don't connect to the plane of dreams as other creatures do. Zan, thank you very much for that bit. That means a lot to me. 1 bit, 100, whatever. The fact that you went out of your way and that I have earned that bit, that attention, and your comment, it sits right here, man. It really does. And this is exactly why I show up on all the nights that I do to broadcast for you all. Instead, their minds draw from the memories of their otherworldly spirit while they sleep. As such, you are immune to magical spells and effects that require you to dream, like the dream spell, but not to spells and effects that put you to sleep, like the sleep spell. Now, as far as I know, dream is the only spell that compels you to dream. There is a nightmare mode within dream, but it is part of the dream spell. I don't know all of the extraneous spells that exist in Xanathar's and Sword Coast and all that. So there may be something else. So this is a racial ability that's, 90% of the time it's just resistance, or it's a spell that, it's against one spell that exists. Zan, you do not apologize for that. Do not apologize. I appreciate those bits, whether it's 1, 2, or whatever. Yeah, see? Dark Wolf knows it's a shave and a haircut. And lastly, you can speak, read, and write Common, Quori, and one other language of your choice. So here's our Common. Here is Quori. Then here's our racial bonus language and our other bonus language for being a hermit. So, congratulations, we are a Kalashtar. Now it is time to, Pocket, thank you very much. Yes, you're helping to engineer the future. Thank you. Slowly, Odinson the stream boss is being whittled down. Your hit points are dropping, Odinson. I don't know if you all hear this on the mic. Like, this is me, like, rubbing his ear and the side of his face. And now he wants to curl up into a little ball because I'm doing it. Urgh. See? Right up here his ear. Alright, let's find out now. We are a Kalashtar. We are a hermit. Now it is time to make ourselves into this multiclassed Paladin and Fighter. And we are going to split it 6 and 6 to showcase... I mean, look, we get it. Every class except Fighter gets stat bumps at 4, 8, 12, etc. So he's only going to be receiving 2. Normally, right? One from being a level 4 Paladin, one from being a level 4 Fighter. He's not going to receive the next Paladin bump until he hits 8. And he will not be hitting his next Fighter one until, well, Fighter's a little wonky with that, and so we're going to go explore that. I apparently now have a tabby beard. It's a very magnificent beard. It is beautiful, and you all should pet this beard. But I have a tabby beard. Or just a very thick mustache. Yes, he decided that this is the night for getting pets on stream. He does this every now and again. You should say hi to everyone. Look, what's this? What's this? Right here? Ready? Over here. Yeah, it's right here. I have a thing. What is this? Whatever it is compelling you to look in the exact opposite direction. There we go. Oh yeah. You're getting a nice close-up cat face. There you go. You can, all of you out there, pet him. He's very fluffy. Just kind of reach out and say hi. Right?
Thick stash.
Oh jeez, Odinson, a thick stash. Thank you very much for that. Odinson has healed. And Odin, I don't know if you want to top it off. You are 334 bits from getting another random rare if you wanted. Uh-oh, Eye of Sauron, don't look. Have some modesty. He's giving you all the pink eye. You're tempted to take a road trip just to say hello to the cat. Makoki, hello. Hello to you. It is a thick stash, Odinson, that's for sure. All right. We need to make sure when we are setting up, if you're multi-classing, that you have the stats for your original class and the class into which you will multi-class. Oh, snap.
Sure, why not?
Well, all right, we're going to pop open another box down here for Odin. Do you want to roll a d4 or do you want to choose something? For a fighter, we need a strength or a dex of 13. And for a paladin, we need a strength and a charisma of 13. That means when we're delivering our standard array, we need to make sure that strength and charisma are 13 or higher. I don't think that'll be a problem. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build 6 levels of Paladin, and then I'll show you how to tack on multi-class 6 levels of Fighter, okay? We're gonna go back here to classes, and we're gonna go to Paladin first. Now, ultimately, he is a 12th level character. Your proficiency bonus is always your character level, not your class level. So we have a +4 proficiency bonus. However, we've only gone 6 levels into Paladin. Odinson says your pick. You know what? We have not popped a Rage of Demons yet, Odinson. So why don't we pop that? And then we'll see what's inside of it. Katie Sue, really quick, Hordebreaker. Once on each of your turns, when you make a weapon attack, you can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature that is within 5 feet of the original target and within range of your weapon. Question, do I have to hit the first attack? Or can I still do it after a missed? So the trigger is when you make a weapon attack, not on when you hit. So by virtue of making an attack, that would then trigger your ability to have this other attack occur. All right, Odinson, here we go. All right, so we have some littler figures in bubble wrap. We'll pull these off to the side. Aha! Hey Zan, all right, you taking off? Thank you very much for coming in, for sharing your sentiment. That means a lot. And your 2 bits, Zan. Every bit helps. I super appreciate that. Be well. All right, so Odinson. Here's this. Delcorin was correct. I'm just selling empty bases. I'm just kidding. You have a base and a flying stand. A base and a flying stand. And this is going to indicate that you have received a flying creature of some kind. You ready, Odinson? In your possession, not only do you have an Etten, you also have a Vrock demon. A Vrock. V-R-O-C-K. So Odinson is building quite the encounter with an Etten and with a Vrock. Adding to the pool of loose figures, we have a Drow Scout, a Drow Scout. Zanbron, follow me if you want to live. There we go. Here is our Drow Scout loose figure. We have a lizard folk fighter. Apparently he has some chameleon abilities if you look towards his legs. We have a lizard folk fighter. And, ooh. Hello, Poppet. We have a Banshee. A Banshee. I don't know why it's not focusing on it anymore. Come on now. Anyway, you get the idea. Here's a Banshee. And I'm going to replace the Rage of the Demons with a new box. So thank you very much for that, Odinson. Alright, creating a Paladin. We are going to have, as we're a level 6 Paladin, 6 D10 hit dice. We have proficiency with all armor and shields. Simple and martial weapons. No tool proficiencies. And a wisdom and charisma saving throw. We'll choose 2 skills from athletics, insight, intimidation, medicine, persuasion, and religion. Well, we have religion. I would argue medicine. Well, we have medicine too. If we want to be meta, we have persuasion as psychic glamour. We could then also take a proficiency in persuasion as well and be very, very persuasive. I'll put that there. If you think that it should go somewhere else, let me know. Also then, let's see. We don't have insight. I don't think he's really into reading other people, though. So probably to endure on these rooftops for so long, what about athletics? Also, Daly says, Banshees always make me think of Darby O'Gill. I'm not familiar with that name, unfortunately, Daly. Makoki says, that's what happens when Brock opens his eyes of Rock Demon. I'll see myself out. Jeez, No, Makoki, come back, You're fine. Actually, you know what? We ended up getting the lizard folk. We have the banshee and the drow and the vrock. Yeah, that was the drow scout. Okay, I wanted to make sure that was the right one. Daily says Vrocks have an amazing blue color. I'm sorry, I missed that before. For character stats, do you prefer to roll or point by? I prefer neither of those, Makoki. I prefer to do the standard array, which you find up here. Odinson, thank you for everything you do. I've got to do some stuff before I work in the morning, so I'm going to call it. We'll talk to you soon. Yeah, Odin, let me know an address that I can send these miniatures to, okay? Daly says Darby O'Gill and the Little People is a Disney movie with a very young Sean Connery and tons of leprechauns, and a banshee came out in 1959, so I'm not surprised most don't know it. I'm not familiar with that. Yeah. Equipment. We are going to start with a martial weapon and a shield. So I'm going to type in as a placeholder because we're more for the character, and a weapon can be an extension, but for sake of time, we're going to go martial, and here... that's going to indicate right here that we're using a shield. Remember, that's a +2 to your AC. Let's see. We'll go 5 javelins. Javelin X5. A priest pack or an explorer's pack? Probably a priest pack. Given the fact that he is seeking enlightenment, notes, he's reciting prayers and such. Okay, no problem, Odin. I didn't bring it up on screen because I don't want any personal information that shouldn't be public. If I need anything, I'll make sure to let you know. And if for some reason you don't hear from me after a day, poke me again, okay? Then we are also going to get chainmail as armor and a holy symbol. For a class, we're getting Divine Sense. That is kind of our detect good and evil that's latent. We are going to get Lay on Hands. We're going to put that in this section of the character sheet because it's really meant for things like that. We're a 6th level Paladin, so we have 30 points of healing to spend on restoring hit points or curing diseases or poisons. We have our fighting style, which is dueling. When you're wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls. We can have a shield, just no other weapons. We will get spell casting. I'm not worried about that just yet. We'll get there. We will get Divine Smite and Divine Health. And you can say, okay, hang on. How are we suffering from a disease if by 3rd level we're immune to disease? What kind of a disease is it then? This could be some hardcore magical or biological stuff that even, even your faith that is protecting you otherwise from the common cold can't protect you from whatever is afflicting you. We will vow our sacred oath, and that's going to be for vengeance. Yes, it is a cursey curse of accursed cursing. Definitely not PG-13. All the cursing going on. Here's our 1 ASI at level 4, and our extra attack. That we're getting at level 5. At level 6 as a paladin, we are getting Aura of Protection. Whenever you or a friendly creature within 10 feet of you must make a saving throw, the creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier. Hey, not bad, huh? Our archetype as a sacred oath is going to be giving us a couple things. There's devotion, ancients, and Here's Vengeance. Now, there is a big role-playing part. You have to swear an oath of some kind. Work with your DM to swear this Paladin's oath. It is going to mechanically give you some spells. And we can put these down here in our spell section, right? Paladins don't get cantrips. So for an oath spell, we're going to get Bane, Hunter's Mark, Hold Person, and Misty Step. We are also going to be receiving Channel Divinity. Abjure Enemy. As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer of denunciation using your channel divinity. Choose one creature within 60 feet of you that you can see. That creature must make a wisdom saving throw unless it is immune to being frightened. Fiends and undead have disadvantage on the saving throw. It is frightened for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. That's pretty big, by the way. You could really modify the battlefield with that. We also get Vow of Enmity. As a bonus action, you can utter a vow of enmity against a creature you can see within 10 feet of you using your channel divinity. You gain advantage on attack rolls against the creature for 1 minute, which is effectively a combat. A lot of combats don't go over 10 rounds. For 1 minute or until it drops to 0 hit points. And we do not yet get Relentless Avenger because that is a 7th level feature. So there we go. As we come back now to our Paladin list. At 6th level, we have 4 first level spell slots and 2 second levels. And that'll be reflected down here with a 4 and a 2. Paladin spells prepared equals your charisma modifier plus half of your paladin levels. Because paladins are a half casting class. That means we're going to have to, we have the chassis, right? We've made our first section of our character. We have a paladin, and we're going to tack on the fighter afterwards. But we need to make our paladin first. So for this, strength is important. So we have, I don't know, like strength, charisma, wisdom. Probably, I don't know. He seems very wise. Very, very mental in a good way here. What if we did 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8 in his dexterity. Hi, Rhodey. Welcome back. Let's see. Katie Sue. Okay, your ranger's complete for tomorrow. I must leave. You work in the morning. Good night. Thank you very much for joining us, Katie Sue, if you're still here. I look forward to seeing you again on Discord or back in the channel. Thank you very much. And when you go live on Twitch, please let us know too, so we can come and visit you, okay? As Santa says, I guess that's not really saying anything, it's emotion. Oh, sorry to hear that, Rhodey. Now, with this spread, we have a 16 strength, and by the way, if any of you disagree, you are welcome to throw out an idea. How would you see this character built in another fashion? This isn't my character, this is our character. And we are going to get 1 ability score increase from hitting level 4 Paladin. We can probably do something like, I don't know. Here's another good lesson. Is that 15 charisma making you itch? And you say, oh man, we're one shy of getting a +3 in our charisma. But what do I do with this spare 1? It sounds like a setup for an infomercial. Oh, this happens to me. There are 2 abilities that have mechanical benefits for their score being higher, not just their modifier. Constitution and Strength. Constitution has effects based on your score for holding your breath, suffocating, and whatnot. You can live longer in that capacity. Strength, with a higher strength score, not just a modifier, but a score, you can carry more. You can have you can haul, push, pull, drag, lift more with a higher mechanical score. Why don't we do that then, right? So our first one, let's round up charisma. And you know what? He's really trying to get healthy, so why don't we help our character get healthy and put it in Constitution? Now, as a fighter, and we'll get to it, we're going to look a little bit ahead. We have that luxury building a character already of 12th level. We know we're going to get one more. Why don't we make him a little bit healthier and give him that 14 in con, and then we'll pass the savings up to strength, and we'll go up here. Does that make sense? I hope you're following the concepts. With that said, strength is 3, dex is -1, con is 2. He's not practicing yoga on those rooftops. It looks like he's been practicing kata, weapon fighting styles, stances, things like that. Strength saving throw, our athletics is going to be a 7. We're just going to discreetly copy and paste this -1 in these slots over here. Intelligence is 0 down the line, except when it comes to religion. He's good at religion. Wisdom is going to be a 6 save and 6 medicine. 2, 2, 2, and 2. And charisma is a 7 and a 7 with a 3, 3, 3 in between. Okay. Passive perception is going to be a 12. That's 10 plus your perception modifier. And congratulations, our Kalashtar has earned a name. He is no longer just a set of numbers. Now, before we get too far, we have our skills or whatnot filled in. This is going to be super easy to tack on. Fighters do not adjust spell slots. If we went sorcerer, a paladin sorcerer, we would be modifying how many spell slots we had and things along those lines in a modified spell list. I'm not saying that in a bad way. You can do some cool stuff by being a multi-class caster in some way, shape, or form. Especially if you're a paladin and something else, and you have so many more spell slots that you can use to smite your enemies. But let's pop over real quick, because now we want to pick up 6 levels of fighter. Instead of the proficiencies you get as a fighter, normally as a level 1 as a beginner fighter, okay? Here, this is going to give us light armor, medium armor proficiency, shields, simple weapons, and martial weapons. Going paladin fighter, we don't pick up anything new that we don't already have. Something to note, however, extra attack. Being a level 5 fighter does grant extra attack. However, if you gain the extra attack class feature from more than one class, that feature, those features do not add together. You can't take more than 2 attacks with this feature unless it says you do, as the fighter's version of extra attack does. But we'll cover that. Yeah, we're taking fighter. Well, hang on. Similarly, the Warlock's Eldritch Invocation Thirsting Blade doesn't give you additional attacks if you also have extra attack. Okay. Now we're going to pop back to fighter. Level 6. As you can see, we would normally... well, actually, we're actually going to get 2 ability scores out of here. One at level 4 and another one at level 6. So we can tack on a little bit more. Or if we don't want an ability score improvement, we could take a feat. Maybe a dragon mark of some kind. He's already complex enough. I don't want to bring dragon marks into this character, but consider that for tomorrow's. Tomorrow we're making a shifter and a warforged. So he's actually going to get one more ability score improvement. Why don't we do this? Let's round up strength to 18, and let's work on his spell casting a little bit and put that up to 17. That'll make you itch until you get your next ASI. I completely understand that. You're going to get a little itchy, and you're like, oh, but I'm still at a 3. Look, if we're conceptually designing characters, we have to look into the future as well. All right, so I'm sorry. That's going to put this up to a 4 and an 8. Bada boom. Hey, forget about it. All right. We are also a D10 hit die class. If you wish, on this style of character sheet, in you multiclass, we could also put 6d10 right here on the other half. However, because both paladins and fighters share a d10, if you really want, you could just put 12d10 here. Because normally, you would have to spend your hit die separately, okay? If we were a wizard and have a d6, then it would be 6d10 and 6d6. And then we would just choose as we use our hit dice to heal which ones we're using up first. In this case, though, we can go 12d10 if we really wish. Proficiencies, you do not get these. Your multi-class part of the chapter already gave those to you. Unfortunately, we don't gain anything new, so we skip over this. You do get first level abilities, though. So you're not going to get the skills, you're not going to get the equipment because you're not starting as a fighter. You adopt a particular style of fighting as your specialty. Choose one of the following options. So we come down here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different options. We're going to roll 1d6. 6. 2 weapon fighting. So not only can we duel, but if we don't have our shield out, well, we can still get some bonuses. So we're going to go fighter. Fighting style. Oops, what did I do? I hit a button. Fighting style. 2 weapon fighting. We are also going to receive our second wind ability, which allows us to recover some hit points in the middle of combat. We will also, at second level, receive Action Surge, allowing us to take another standard action on our turn. As we come up here, we have our martial archetype, and we are a battle master, and so we'll get to that. So here, let's put Paladin, and our archetype down here is Vengeance. Our fighter, and we are going Battle Master for features. We'll pick that up at level 3. There's our ASI, right, at 4 and 6. And at level 5, we get an extra attack, except we don't. The number of attacks increase to 3 when you reach 11th level in this class. Meaning, if we ever became a Paladin something Fighter 11, that style of extra attack will stack because we have met the Fighter extra attack prerequisites. I hope that makes sense to you. But we will not be able to swing 3 times because Fighter and Paladin stack a normal extra attack. And we're not Indomitable because we're not 9th level yet. So, pass by champion, here's Battle Master. Combat Superiority. When you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you learn maneuvers that are fueled by special dice called Superiority dice. You learn 3 maneuvers of your choice. So these are going to be D8s right now, and then if we take a 7th level in fighter, those go, we get another one. We'll go up to 5. And another if we, well, I don't think we'll reach 15. We can't because we're a level 6 Paladin already. So we are going to get 3 maneuvers. There we go. And we are going to get superiority dice. 4d8. Our DC is our 8 plus proficiency bonus plus strength or dex. We're probably going to want to go here. 4 and 4 is 8 plus 8 is 16. So 4d8, and then it's a DC 16 to resist the effects of the maneuvers. Tripping people, pushing people, etc. and so forth. Hey, Caden, it's great to see you back. Thank you for the host. Let's see. Caden enters quietly. His hair is messy and face unshaven. His once coveted and pristine spellbook, heavily damaged, hanging loosely at his side. With a slight limp, he makes his way over to a vacant table and watches Maddie instruct. Are any of you, do any of you want to go over and give Caden a bit of a hand? Maybe you have a little healing in you? Someone please go over and check on Caden. Looks like he's just been through, heck and back. Heck, I say, heck. Let's see. At 3rd level, you gain proficiency with one type of artisan tools of your choice. So up here, we'll just go artisan and question mark to try and develop him more as someone who does more than just swing a sword. What's he good at making? He does something, right? Does he make swords? Is he a blacksmith? Does he brew? Does he make shoes? And we're not high enough yet to get know your enemy. Starting at 7th level, if you spend at least 1 minute observing, etc. and so forth. Alright, here are the different types of maneuvers that we can take. Given who he is, right? He seems... Let's see, logic, emotions must not cloud our sense. I'm still seeking enlightenment. You receive a revelations brought you down. What's a quest? Over the course of your isolation, it becomes something of a tourist attraction. You have a degenerative disease and can't be cured by mundane means. And you're obsessed with these dreaming dark conspiracies that these evil Kalashtar are out trying to get you. So we have someone perhaps then who wants to fight smart, not hard. So we can look at maneuvers. How would you fight smart in this case? Maybe a disarming attack? It's easier to fight someone if they don't have a weapon, or you can disarm them of their own and you can have a talk with them. There's a lot of different maneuvers. Think of these almost like magic spells for fighters. You can get some really, really good maneuvers. Let's see, maybe a riposte. When a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and spend 1 superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against the creature. If you hit, you add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. And lastly, let's give him trip attack. If you can't disarm them, put them on their butt on the ground. That will definitely do a lot to aid you in a fight. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die to attempt to knock the target down. You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll, and if the target is large or smaller, it must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, you knock the target prone. And so here we are. Here is our Kalashtar. In fact, if you're running a multi-classed Kalashtar, what if you even flavored it as such? the whatever the human or the humanoid base of the Kalashtar is, was the Paladin. Upon receiving this Paladin's gift, maybe the Oath at level 3, that is when you started interweaving fighter aspects, because your quori, Quori, your quori spirit, was a fighter. You now are not just a dual-souled creature, but this is explaining why you're a multi-class character. Because look, sometimes you might have a DM that says, why are you a paladin and a sorcerer? Beyond mechanics and the fact I know you want more spell slots so you can smite all my monsters all day long. I get that. How could you exist as a paladin who swore an oath to a god and have service to this god, and also this innate spellcaster that's that you have this inside of you and you need no external tap to bring it out? This would be an explanation if you have a DM that says, I want you to rationalize your multiclassedness. I think I just made up a word. Multiclassedness. Rhodium, I'm talented. Ignore the floating bowl. Poor creature getting thrown around with a British paladin fighter. And looks like Caden is offered a boxed lunch and a half-drunk can of Red Bull. Rhodium, no, he did it to himself. I told him that the spell was... Oh, gotcha, Rhody. You're getting involved on here. You cross his arm and guzzles a bowl of cereal. Guzzles a bowl of cereal. That invokes a very interesting theater up here. For any martial weapon that we're wielding, this is going to be swinging at a +8. Our javelins are going to be the same whether we poke people with them or throw them. This was 1d6 plus 4 piercing. And the damage on the martial weapon will just depend on which martial weapon it is. Our chainmail gives us an AC of 16, plus our shield is 18. Our hit points are as follows. You get your full hit points for level 1, right? So 10. For all of the other levels, we have 6 levels of Paladin, so we've already taken care of the first. 5 levels of Paladin, you get half +1 your hit die. Now, the math is going to be simple because, in all honesty, the 5 is really going to be 11 because fighters and paladins share a hit die. If this were a wizard, it would be 5 times 4 because half of your d6 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So you would have, 5 times 6 plus 6 times 4 plus every level, so all 12, get your Constitution modifier as bonus hit points. So in this case, we have 24, and we have 66. So we have 76. That is going to be 80. We have 100 hit points at level 12. And we have 0 dark vision. Our initiative is going to be a -1 because your initiative is a dexterity check. Which, be mindful on that if you take the champion fighter or you take a bard that gets jack of all trades. Initiative is an ability check. Be mindful of that. A couple other details. If we're attacking with a paladin spell, it is our modifier, our spellcasting modifier of charisma, so 3 plus our proficiency, which is 7. The DC to save against our paladin spells is going to be 8 plus the attack. In other words, 15. Bear in mind, that is different than the DC to save against your maneuvers, which is 16, because that's based off of strength. Then lastly, and not leastly, well, we got to give him a name. Your paladin spells prepared equals your charisma modifier plus half your paladin levels. So therefore, we can prepare 6 spells on top of the ones that our oath grants us. Our oath does not count towards our number of spells we can prepare. So if you want to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, or if you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you can do so. Paladins know all paladin spells. When you wake up in the morning and you pray for your spells, you choose from the breakfast buffet of spells. Your bottleneck is how many you can prepare from all of them that you know. And then the further bottleneck is your spell slots. Spellcasting ability is Charisma, and this was a 15 and a +7. We can also lay on hands for 30 points. So we can have some redundancy on that on our third page here. Madden, what would be the best class in your opinion for someone just starting out playing with experienced players, and you don't want to be the slow guy or have to look up skills all the time? Madden, I would suggest then probably fighter or barbarian, perhaps a rogue, or effectively a non-magic class. So that would really depend on what kind of a character you're looking to play. Madden, let's reverse the question, and instead of looking at a character by class, I want you to tell me about this character. Who do you want to pilot? Not what do you want to pilot. So tell me, here, Madden, I got your attention. Who is your character? While you're doing that, we have a finished Kalashtar. And all of this will be put up on our Discord at the end of the week when we upload the campaign.